you want to make money with AI automation, whether that's selling services to businesses or implementing systems into your own, I'm going to show you exactly how. So in this video, I'll break down 4 non-obvious lessons. And these are the same lessons that all the people monetizing AI understand that you may not. So I don't want to waste any time. Let's get right into the video. The first lesson is AI automation isn't actually about automation. It's about leverage. When people first heard the term AI automation, they thought it meant one thing. We're going to build agents and replace every human. And to be fair, that idea exploded back in 2022. So businesses learned pretty quickly full automation is not the goal, and that was the turning point. The people who stuck around started to realize that AI automation was never really about automation, it's about leverage. And here's what I mean by leverage. Rather than focusing on just building for the sake of building, you need to learn and implement the golden AI ratio. So here's how that looks. Maybe you automate the first 60% of a process, the boring and repetitive stuff. Then you use AI to assist a human with the next 30%, things that need judgment or context. And the last 10%, you can leave that fully manual, because sometimes a human just does it better. So the real question isn't, how do I automate everything? It's, where does AI give me the most leverage, and what ratio of AI to human do I need to maximize that? So stop thinking about how to automate with AI and start thinking about how to leverage it. Your only job is to think about that ratio and applying it to every problem that you come across. So let's take something simple like following up with leads. If you're a business owner, you probably want the system to make your life easier. If you're someone selling AI services, this is exactly the kind of process that you would build for a client. So the first 60%, the boring repetitive stuff like logging data into a CRM or scheduling calls, that's what you can fully automate. And you may not even need AI there. The next 30%, that's where you need a little bit more judgment, like writing personalized outreach messages. That's where you use AI to help out. Let the AI draft it, and then a human can tweak it and send it off. And then you can leave that last 10% as a human manual process, because when it comes to closing the deal or adding a personal touch, no AI is beating a real person. But once again, you could use the automation and the AI to help with other things in that process upfront, like research, and that's leverage. Finance, you might automate 60% of reporting, have AI generate draft summaries for the next 30%, and still need a human sign off for the last 10. In marketing, you can automate scheduling posts, let AI draft copy or captions, and then keep the final creative touch human so it feels authentic. Even in operations, say onboarding new hires, AI can handle the paperwork, prep the training docs, and then leave the actual culture building to a human. Stop thinking about full automation and start thinking about where AI gives you the most leverage. All right, moving on to lesson number 2, which is that most people in AI fail because they're trying to do too much. When you're new, your instinct is to go wide. Learn every new shiny tool, build every type of workflow, say yes to every client. On the surface, that feels like the right move because you think you're gonna have more skills, more reach, and so in turn, more chances to win. But the truth is, doing too much actually kills your leverage. Take tools, for example. Most people hop from one to the next. End-to-end one week, lovable the next. Then onto some new agent that's going viral that month. What happens is they end up knowing a little bit about tons of different things, but not enough to actually solve real problems. So for me, I went the opposite way. I picked up end-to-end early and I stuck with it. I wasn't chasing every new release. I was still paying attention to what was going on in the market, but I went deep with the tool that I chose. And that's what gave me an edge, because I wasn't the guy who knows some AI tools. I became the end-to-end guy. That depth built authority, and that authority brought me more clients. So rather than focusing on learning a new tool every single week, I focused on learning about business owners and their specific problems. And because I was doing that, I was able to land clients while people with the same amount of experience kept hopping from tool to tool. And it's not just about tools. Distractions in general is what causes people to fail when they're always hopping around. So people who win, they pick one lane, they solve one specific type of problem, and they double down on it because now they know that exact pain point and problem and solution better than anyone else. And the takeaway here is simple. Stop trying to do everything. Pick one tool, one type of client, one main platform, and go deep. Moving on to the third lesson, which is that complexity kills and simplicity scales. I know it's a mouthful, but hear me out. When people first get into AI, they love building these big, complex systems. 10 different agents all talking to each other, 15 steps in that workflow, all stacked together like a Jenga tower. And yeah, it can grab attention and it looks impressive. You could post a demo online and people will think it's advanced, but here's the problem. In the real world, those systems will break. And when a business is relying on them, they don't want advanced, they want reliable. So when they're paying you for an AI solution, they don't care how many nodes or API calls it has. They care if it saves time, makes them money, and doesn't break every other day. And that's where I think most people trip up. That boring, simple workflow that saves a company 100 hours a month will always be worth more than some flashy agent that looks cool but needs to be babysat. And honestly, myself and some other AI automation content creators out there are probably a little bit to blame here. Because if you went to our channels and you looked at the videos that have the most views, I'll bet that they're the automations that are really flashy, really advanced, or super agentic. But in reality, the amount of clients that come to us and say, hey, I saw a video that you did and I love that system, or the templates that we're actually repurposing from my YouTube videos to build for a client, are always the ones that have less views, they're more robust, and probably what the majority of the world would consider boring. But In automation, boring is beautiful, predictability is your best friend. So the actionable takeaway here is stop overbuilding, don't chase complexity for the sake of looking smart or cool. Build simple, stable systems that create obvious value, because that's what businesses actually pay for. Moving on now to the final lesson of the video, which is process over prompts. Most beginners obsess over the wrong thing. They'll spend days tweaking prompts, stacking tools, and building giant workflows that look impressive, but don't actually solve problems. And the truth is, prompts and tools are easy to change. The real challenge and the real opportunity is understanding the process that they're meant to actually improve. You could have the smartest workflow in the world, but if it's plugged into a broken process, it's just going to make that process break faster or more. It's like a doctor trying to prescribe medicine without understanding how the patient's immune system works or what they're allergic to. AI works in a similar way. If you don't actually understand the business process at its core first, then your system will be misaligned from day one. It might look great in a demo, but in production, it'll crash into all the messy real-world details that you didn't account for upfront. And here's one secret that sometimes might hurt my job, but a lot of the times, when you actually put in the effort to understand the core problem that a business is facing, you may not even need a custom AI solution. You may just need a better CRM, or a cleaner CRM, or a SaaS product that costs $20 a month. You don't always need to force AI or a custom agent into everything. That's why your job isn't to build, it's to study. Study how the process currently works, what parts are repetitive, what parts require judgment, and where the human touch actually adds value. Then, and only then, design a solution that complements it. For example, in customer support, AI can draft 80% of replies, but the human still needs to handle exceptions and empathy. In sales, AI can automate CRM updates, prep follow-ups, but the human still closes. See the pattern here?
AI should fit into the process, not fight against it.
So the formula is simple. 20% of your time building, 80% of your time understanding. So let's quickly recap all 4 lessons. The first one is that AI automation isn't actually about automation, it's about leverage. The second one was that depth in one area will get you results, not juggling 5 different tools. The third one is that simplicity is more appreciated by clients than complexity. And the fourth one is that understanding business processes matters more than the AI solution itself.